Spring equinox this morning, the balance, that was kind of what my little inspiration today now is as well, bringing some balance into our day, into our movement, into our minds, into our breath. That can be our theme for today, balance. And I love the spring equinox. It's where the nighttime and daytime are the same, the exact same. They're balanced. And then we start getting a little bit more light. So please, 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 more and more light. We need more light. So we're inviting even more of that light in by doing our practice as well. I also wanted to remind you that today is World Down Syndrome Day. Odd socks for World Down Syndrome Day awareness. As many of you know, I have an amazing nephew called James who inspires me the whole time and has the best sense of humour. He's a little canat and I love him loads. So I'm offering up today for James as well. Okay, so let me see. What are we going to do? We're going to do a little bit at the wall. So have some space. You don't need a whole lot, just like enough for your body. Stay within your comfort zone. So as always, if at any stage you are not comfortable, please pull back from what you're doing or stop. If you know you have injuries, etc., be aware of that too. Stay within your comfort zone, that's it. So I'm coming over to the wall. I'm actually going to take my socks off because I don't have my mat out. And I always like to share ways that we can do yoga off the mat, that you don't need your mat the whole time. Taking the glasses off as well. Okay. Oh, and there's no class tomorrow morning because I am going to have a lie on or a lie in or wherever you are in the country or the world, whatever you call it. I'm not getting up for 10 o'clock. I know that sounds very indulgent, especially for anyone who's got kids out there, but you know what, whatever. Okay, so at the wall, I'm going to change that a little bit. So, no, I want you to see my feet. Okay, so at the wall, come and stand, and just stand that you can comfortably lean against the wall. And your eyes can be open or closed. The legs are hip distance apart, so about that much. And I want you to see how it is to bring your awareness down to your feet. Become aware of the weight of the body into the feet. Maybe start over on the right foot, picking out the points of contact on the right foot. And then over to the left foot, the points of contact on the left foot. Working your way up through the body, up to the back, noticing what parts of the back are resting at the wall. What parts of the back are resting at the wall? Arms are released, nice and comfortable, shoulders away from the ears. And as I said, eyes can be open or closed. So being aware, noticing the support from the floor, support from the wall. And now let your awareness, your focus come to the breath. And begin to notice the body breathing itself. Maybe there's that movement in the chest or the belly or both. And how would it be to let the focus come to the back of the body? If you are leaning against the wall, the back of the body. So we tend to think that when we're breathing, it's mostly into the front of the body, but 60% of our lungs are to the back of our body, well protected by our rib cage. Noticing any movement here as you breathe in and breathe out. And if you have your sankalpa, your positive intention, your affirmation, something that you say to yourself in the present tense and it's positive, repeat that mentally 3 times. From here, taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. 2 more times at your own pace. Let the focus then come back into the room. Give the fingers a little wiggle, the toes a little wiggle. If you want to move away from the wall, give the legs a little shake out, give the arms a little shake out. So I've been sharing a lot about coherent breathing. If you're not too sure and you want to know, actually there's loads online about it. If you want to know more, give me a shout. A really, really good breath for strengthening the cardiac and pulmonary system, as well as very, very calming. 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. There's lots of info out there about it as well. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so coming back again, if you need to do a little bit of I was doing a little shimmy there, little shoulder shrugs. All right, so at the wall, we're going to work a little bit into stretching. I would say come out maybe a foot away from the wall so that you can sit like that. Hands beside you, and we're going to breathe in, we're going to bring the arms up, and we're going to breathe out, let them come down. So let's do this 2 more times. Breathing in, gently we're working into the shoulder joints, getting a little bit of movement into the shoulder joints. Okay, now I want you to see how it is for you to bend forward, and you're coming halfway. Now this is particularly important if you have blood pressure issues. Do not go any further. If you're okay to come further, come a little bit more down. You can keep the knees bent and let the head hang. Just take a couple of breaths there. Something to keep in mind as well, because I know some of you watching are pregnant as well. Again, I would only stay halfway. Otherwise, coming all the way forward. And you have that support where your bum is at the wall. And then when you're ready to breathe in, just come up halfway if you've been down. And then come up all the way. Let everything settle. So we'll do a little bit of a sequence where we're breathing in. We'll breathe out. Stay here, breathe in. If you're coming down on the exhale, exhale. And then breathing in, coming all the way up. Breathing out, coming down. And you can come from here to here. So please, please keep all of that in mind as well. So when you're ready, we'll do this 3 times. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out halfway. Stay here, inhale. On your breath out, either stay here or come forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, arms come down. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, fold. Stay here, breathe in. Stay here, exhale or move forward. Breathe in, come all the way up. Exhale, arms down. 1 more time. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale, half fold. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, either full hold or stay. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms come down. And then push yourself back up. If you need to give the legs a little shake out, do that as well. This next little move is quite nice for the backs of the hamstrings, backs of the legs. So we're coming into that position again. We're going to fold forward. Can you become aware of your sit bones, your bum bones against the wall? So even if you want to have is kind of me moving this way as opposed to focusing on the legs. So this can be done as well if you're coming halfway. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. Or if you're coming down further, and then slowly, gently come back up, because we're going to go over that again. Okay, so breathing in, reaching up. Exhale, come halfway. Breathe in here. And as you breathe out, either stay here or fold forward. Breathe in, slide your bum up the wall. Breathe out, slide down. Breathe in, slide the bum up the wall. Breathe out, come down. And then one more time, sliding up. Now if you want to stay here for a breath or two, allow that belly button to draw back gently. You're not pushing it, not pulling it back too strongly, just about 20%. If you're down all the way, release the shoulders and the head. If you're halfway, let the shoulders come away from the ears. And breathe. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently let the knees bend. Come all the way up. Let everything settle. And then come away from the wall. Give a little shake out. Something has come up on my thing here. I'm going to move. Okay. And we're all doing okay. Good. All right. So again, coming back to the wall. This time for a chair pose. Give yourself that foot away from the wall again. So we're all going to be different at this. Depends on the knees. So if you're finding that this is okay for you, stay here. Otherwise, come down a little bit further. You might need to bring the feet out a little so that you can feel or sense that you're coming down into that seated position. Gentle draw back at the belly button. You've got a choice. You can either bring the hands in front, you could bring them up, or palms together. So being mindful of the knees always. If you begin to feel a pain into the joint, the knee joint itself, please don't do it. Come out of it nice and easy. So again, we're drawing back the belly button towards the spine. Taking a few breaths here. We're building up strength into the legs. And when you're ready, releasing from that, you may need to place your hands at the wall and gently press or walk back, either or. Come up to stand. Perfect. Turning around now, a downward dog at the wall. So for our downward dog, we're going to place the hands to begin with at shoulder height. All right, again, legs are hip distance apart. For me, that's usually about that much. Sometimes I'll say it and people go like this and I'm like, no, your hips aren't that big. Okay, so from here, we're going to begin to walk back just a little bit. And as you do that, walk the hands down. Okay, and I like to have a little bend in the knees. It kind of helps my back. And as if you're pressing the wall away from you, let the head come in between the hands or in between the arms and breathe. So maybe you're getting a nice little bit of stretch into the upper back, along the sides. Maybe the legs are having to do a little bit of work for you. This even works on our pelvic floor as well. Couple of breaths here. And then slowly, gently begin to come up. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one foot forward. So it's kind of just at the skirting board. And I'm going to bend the knee. So I'm coming into a little bit of a lunge. I'm going to keep my hands here. And I'm pressing into that back heel. I'm drawing my belly button back towards the spine. Now, you can stay here. If you want, you could always try bring one arm up or bring two arms up. So a little bit of balance, pick a point, something to focus on the wall. If you know your balance isn't great, just keep one hand on the wall. When we're reaching into those fingertips and we're breathing. Perfect. Remember 3 to 5 breaths generally whenever we're doing our Hatha yoga practice. And then when you're ready from here, bring the hand back down to the wall, and as if you were pressing into the wall, little bend into that back knee. We're going to bring that foot behind and come into our downward dog again. Adjusting anything that you need to adjust. Okay, so now coming again, we're going to use the other leg. Let yourself come up a little bit, lift the other leg up, bring it in front. And then you might find you come up off the ball of the foot a bit more here, but keep pressing down into that heel. Let the knee come forward of that front leg. Draw back, nice and gently. And here again, you're choosing whether you want to keep hand to the wall or bring a hand up. And it doesn't really matter which one. Be mindful of shoulders as well. So if you know you have shoulder stuff, you might be more comfortable here or bringing it out. See how you go. If you're practicing your little bit of balance, pick a point, something to focus on. Reach into the fingertips, that lightness, that expansion on the inhale into the upper body, and then breathing, grounding that heaviness into the legs, that grounding into the legs. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently let the hand come back down. We're going to move back ever so slightly, press against the wall, bring the foot behind, come into your downward dog. So by all means, if you're liking to do this on your mat, of course you are very welcome to do it on your mat. Okay, and then come up nice and easy. We're going to walk towards the wall. This time, bring one foot against the skirting board. Bring the other leg out, maybe 3, 3.5, 4 feet. Turning the toes then to point. So what's nice about this, I like to do this because you have that solidness, that steadiness of the wall. If you feel you want a little bit more space between the legs, just scrunch the toes forward. Okay, so here, I want you to make sure as well that you do have your odd socks off and that you're not going to end up doing the splits. That will be for next week maybe. Okay, so we're going to bend that front knee. Keep it so it's stacked over that ankle joint. And again, if you're feeling any pain or discomfort anywhere that you know you shouldn't be, come out of it nice and easy. We're going to place one hand to the wall. We're going to bring the other hand out. This is our warrior 2 pose. Warrior, we tend to look at that middle finger of that hand that's in front. That's your drishti or your gaze. So if we're wanting to bring in a little bit of balance, we're bringing the breath. We're also maybe pressing to the wall and reaching to the fingertips in front. Drawing the belly button back towards the spine and breathe. This can be a good strong pose as well. If some of us have been doing this in our chair, in chair yoga, so please use your chair if you like as well. And that balance, that centering coming to the breath. Okay, now very gently begin to straighten the leg, just to give it a little bit of a break. And then if you like to come into a side bend, we're going to bend again. And you can keep your hand here and bring the other arm up. Or you might like to bend that elbow, come down and bring the arm over. So we've got that bit of length from the fingertips all the way down to the skirting board. I'm leaving this to you, to where it is comfortable for you. Remember, you're doing this practice. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're not trying to impress yourself. You may challenge yourself as long as that is within your perimeters of health. And then from here, we're going to breathe in, come up. We're going to let this hand come down. If you need a little rest into that leg, just straighten the leg, bend the knee. We're going to bring this hand down. This arm, reach, palm facing up, reach first and then come up. So we're coming into what's called our stargazer. If your neck is okay, you can look up to this. So our practice this morning is a little bit stronger, but that's okay. You adjust it to how and what is comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, breathe in, come back. We're going to turn these toes forward and then do a heel toe back to center. Perfect. Okay, you do one side, you have to do the other. So coming over, I'm going to move over to the other side. If you need to turn around or take whatever you need, your phone or whatever with you, do that. Okay, so again, we're looking at the side of that foot to the skirting board. I'm going to turn those toes that way and then bend that knee ever so slightly. And again, you're wanting it to track just over the ankle joint. If you find that the knee goes in towards or like away from you, if you want, you could try and get your thigh muscle and see how it is to even gently open that out a little. Okay. I'm going to place one hand to the wall, draw the belly button back towards the spine, bring the other hand out. So we're into our warrior two pose. You could turn your head to look at that finger, pressing against the wall, reaching into that front hand. So one of my teachers, Alma, used to describe this in a lovely way, that this hand back here is the past, the one coming forward is the future, and our breath is what's bringing us to our center, to the present moment. Because that's all there is. Okay, from here then, you're deciding whether you want to place the hand onto the knee and bring the hand up, or if you want to bend the elbow, come down, hand can come up, or begin to straighten it, palm facing down, reach into the fingertips, press into that back foot, the outside of that back foot. If your head and neck are okay, you could look at that hand if the balance is okay. Don't forget to draw your belly button back and breathe. And then when you're ready, slowly and gently bring the arm up, come all the way up. If you need to rest the leg, straighten it ever so gently. And then we're going to bend the knee again. Hand to the thigh, palm facing up, reach first, come up, slide that back hand in the leg. Stargazer pose, reaching into the fingertips, breathing. And then very gently, very slowly coming back. We're going to straighten that leg slightly, turn the toes, and come back. Do a heel toe back to center. Okay, just give myself a little bit of space here. So if you have that space, just work into the upper body, into the shoulders. We're going to breathe in, come up, exhale, coming down. Breathe in, come up, onto the tippy toes if you like. Exhale, come down. And then one more, breathing in, coming up. And then this time, as you come down, if you want to come into your chair pose, breathe in and out here. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale, hands coming down. Okay, so one of my favourite balancing poses would probably be tree pose. If you're getting a chance to get out into nature at this time, it's a really nice thing to do outside. I always find when you do yoga outside, it actually feels very different, possibly due to being in the elements and getting more of a feel and connection with nature as well. Very, very important for all of us at this time, as well as getting a bit of fresh air. It'll help calm the nervous system. All right, so if you like, place one hand to the wall. We're looking at balance, so you need to honor that if you do need it. Also, yoga is a great way to help increase balance. Keep that in mind too. Take one foot, bring it so that the toes, the ball of the foot just rests onto the floor if that is comfortable for you, and you can stay here. Lift up out of the waist, you can place a hand onto the heart. So this is one variation of our tree pose. If you're taking it a little bit further, you could look at something that's going to give you a little bit of focus, like a spot on the floor or on the wall. If you want, try your leg to come up a little bit higher. You might come away from the wall a little bit more. Or if you're coming up even higher, just make sure that the foot is away from the knee, inside the knee, if you like. I know there's a few different schools of thought on that, but I kind of like bringing it up higher. If you bring it up higher, just press the thigh in towards the foot. Palms can come together. You can do your willow tree. You can be a big oak tree. You can be a big poplar tree. Find your tree. Be your tree. And a couple of breaths here. And as I always say, like all good trees, we may sway in the breeze, and that's okay. Slowly, gently releasing away from this. That standing leg, if you need to give it a little shake out, give it a shake out. Doing the other side then, if you need to find your balance, find your balance. And we're going to turn the other foot in to begin with. And maybe this is where you are this morning, and that's okay. It's a perfectly good pose. It helps really nice to help release any tension in around the bum, in around the glutes. Coming up a little bit higher, inside of the calf, or if you're coming up higher still, bringing the foot on the inside. I tend to find this side a bit more of a challenge for me due to ankle stuff. And sometimes as well your leggings, whatever you're wearing, I can feel my foot coming down. That will affect that as well. So be your tree, whatever tree that is. Make sure you're lifting up out of the waist, crown of the head, up towards the sky, and you're breathing. And then slowly, gently coming out of that. Release the foot down if you need to give the leg a little shake out as well. Okay, so grab your cushion, come to sit. I think maybe my timekeeping is ridiculous at the moment. Come to sit. So you may sit, if you like, either on your chair, on the floor, legs apart, and feet onto the floor, or if you like, cross-legged, whatever, your choice, yogi's choice. Take one hand to the opposite knee, one hand to the heart, breathe in, and then slowly turn. As you breathe out the next time, come back to center. One hand on the knee, one hand on the heart. Breathe in. As you breathe out, slowly turn. So you're kind of turning in the direction that that hand is bringing you. And then the next time you breathe out, coming back to center. So if you like, I'm going to do a little meditation. If you want to place your cushion at the wall, put a blanket around your shoulders so that the wall isn't too cold for you. Or you might be sitting in your chair. And you may choose to sit like this, or in your chair. So find a comfortable position. And this meditation, this guided meditation this morning is called mountain meditation. It was written by my friend Jane, who also did the teacher training with me as well, out of my trusty little booklet here. Find your position of comfort, either sitting on the floor or in your chair. Become aware again of the weight of the body into your seat. I have a feeling that the connection might be going a little bit funny here, but don't worry, it is going to be available afterwards if you need to look over it. Let your breath flow naturally here now. Rest your attention on the rising and falling of the chest or the belly or both. And imagine a majestically tall mountain. Contemplate how solid and stable the mountain is throughout the changing seasons. At times the mountain may be clouded over, its peak covered in fog. At other times the mountain may be assaulted with thunder and lightning and heavy rains. Sometimes it rises into a clear blue sky or a few white puffy clouds. At times it's covered in snow, or it might be covered in a lush foliage, or it might just be covered in scree and stones. But throughout, it remains stable and unaffected by the changing weather of the seasons. Let this stable quality of mountainous nourish your concentration and your ability to sit through all the varying experiences that arise while practicing this visualization. Feel your posture to be like a mountain. Breathing in, see yourself as a mountain. Breathing out, feel stable. Breathe in, mountain. Breathe out, stable. Some thoughts and emotions are like storms, others like sunshine. Your mind can be clouded over or clear and bright, but through it all you can sit and remain and be stable. Breathing in, mountain. Breathing out, stable. Coming back now to the present moment, being aware of the sounds that you can hear around you. The sensation of the whole body being supported by the wall or by the floor, but by the earth. And throughout today, inviting in moments of balance, be it balance in the breath, be it balance in whatever activity you're doing, and finding the smallest of joys, finding joy in the smallest of things, finding that joy in the littlest of things today, bringing about that balance, appreciating what Mother Earth is doing for us, our spring equinox. So welcome yourself back. If you need to do a little stretch, a little cat stretch, do your little cat stretch. And we'll come and close our practice. Palms of the hands can be together or resting over the heart center, whatever you choose. Eyes can be open or closed. And we send a blessing of wellness out to the globe. May all be well. May all be happy. May all be free from suffering. May all be well. May all be happy. May all be free from suffering. And together we give gratitude and thanks to the practice, to the earth, to each other and to ourselves. Namaste. Thank you everyone again for joining me this morning. Apologies for the internet box. I need to talk to the elders of the internet again and get them to get the finger out. Have a lovely day tomorrow. Do your practice. I'll put up little bits and pieces as we go. Stay safe, stay well, stay away from each other, and see you all soon. Thank you.